Hello everyone, in this video I want to talk about something that kind of worries me about Cyberpunk 2077, and this is the system requirements. So what type of hardware do we need in order to run the game? What the minimum, what the recommended one? Now before I continue talking about it, let's first put things on the table. We don't know the official system requirements for Cyberpunk 2077. By that I mean we don't know the minimum system requirements or the recommended one as published by the developer CD Projekt Red. Now if you search for on Google, you're gonna come up to different type of articles that each one probably gonna say something different. And I even come across a place, for example, which I trust when it comes to hardware, which is Tom's Hardware, which they have an article, Cyber 2077 system requirements, what hardware do we need? And there they post something that kind of worried me. So in their recommended hardware, they put them, I'm just going to kind of say things regarding the graphics card, right? They say the recommended one is MSI GeForce RTX 2080 Super. All right, this is the recommended one. All right, and of course, if you're already building high-end PC, you're probably going to go with other stuff. But again, we are talking about, and also let's mention the CPU. They mentioned Core i7 10700K with 8 core and 16 thread. All right, just so you know, the graphic cards they are talking about it costs $617 based on their article. But the total, they mentioned a total price of $1,843 for kind of this high-end PC. Now for the minimum requirements, they actually mentioned, and this is the thing that I'm worrying about, they mentioned MSI GeForce RTX 2060 Ventus X SoC, which was $295 at the time of them actually making this article, which is on July 9th, right? So not a bit more than a month ago, but still it's quite relevant, right? So minimum requirement 2060, and again this is just an assumption, right? It's not that this is what it's going to be. Some actually mentioned 1070. Bottom line is that from many of the places that I've seen, the minimum requirements going to be very high. So why am I worried about, you ask? Well, because I have a laptop, a gaming laptop with only 1660 GTX Ti. This means that my graphic cards might be even below the minimum requirement. And if you play a game like Cyberpunk 2077, such a made should look amazing. And leave alone ray tracing or other type of technologies that I can't even use because my graphics card doesn't support it. The thing is that I don't want the game to look, you know, kind of a lowest settings on full HD or maybe even lower resolution, right? I want this game to look amazing, right? You really want to play this game in the best settings, really to enjoy it fully, to be immersed with it. And from what I can understand now, I won't be able to do it. So I can get excited about playing Cyberpunk 2077, but if the minimum requirements again will be high, as some hardware media outlets suggest, well, it's going to be pretty bad. And we know this this game will support DLSS 2.0 and ray tracing, and of course things that I can do on my graphic card. But imagine playing this with ray tracing, such a beautiful world, especially at night, with diffuse illumination, ambient occlusion, and all these reflections and shadows. It's going to be amazing on high-end PCs. But also in the closing statement, they mentioned, and I quote in thomashardware.com, they said that it will probably run just fine on whatever hardware your current game PC has, that assuming you have GTX 1060 or RX 570 or better GPU. So they're saying, but of course, we want to play this game, you want to make this game look beautiful, we want to play this game, you know, we want this game to look good, right? We don't want to play this game in the lowest setting to look kind of crap, right? So again, this had me worried, and this is not the only website that mentioned this, right? But this is a reliable one. Now, the other thing that you might think about, all right, I don't have a gaming PC that can run this game good. I really want to play this game in a really high setting. I don't know if the highest, but high setting. I want this game to look amazing, as it looks like in the trailer, as you see here. I don't want to look crap, and I want to be able to play it, well, at least. So that is us to talk about consoles, right? So we can't expect it to look great on current gen console. For example, you can have all these amazing effects running on PlayStation 4 or Xbox One on all gen, but we can expect it to look great on next gen consoles, the Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5. Now, this is a screenshot from the official website, Cyberpunk 2077, and you can see it's available on Xbox One, PS4, PC, and Stadia. Of course, on Stadia it will run the highest settings. But they say also plays great also on Xbox Series X and PS5. What does it mean? Plays also? What do you mean also? It's gonna look the same, look better? I mean, what optimization will be? Of course, we can expect the game to look better, optimized for these platforms. But with what? With ray tracing? What we're gonna see? What are changes between the platforms, between playing the game on the PS4 and Xbox Series X? Obviously, they're gonna be an optimized version for these platforms, but we don't know anything like the difference between the two. Now, I can expect, of course, the optimized version to look amazing, like it runs on high-end PC because of the hardware of those the next generation consoles. So definitely expect it to look amazing, right? So the question that I'm asking myself, well, the problem is that I don't want to wait for the last moment, right? And we don't know the exact date that those consoles are released. But there is a but. We know that the Xbox Series X will be released on November, and from what I read, people expect it to be released on, I think, around November 6th. Some say the PlayStation 5 will be released on November 13th. So I think we can expect it to be both consoles to be launched around the same date. This means that these consoles will be available for purchase before, presumably, if the dates are correct, right? Before Cyberpunk 2077 launched. And another thing is that if I was like the developer and I was thinking about when to release the game, right? Why should I release the game if I intend to release it for the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, to release it before the console launch? Maybe they have kind of a, kind of inside information, right? After all, they developed for this console, so it be available for these next-gen consoles. So we can assume that CD Projekt Red, such a big developer, know probably kind of the date, maybe. So I assume that the consoles will release before Cyberpunk 2077, before November 19th. And considering the time that people will order until the time they get it, so maybe they probably gave it like a week or so. So take a week, from the release date of Cyberpunk 2077. Because it's one of the biggest, highly anticipated titles this year, and it runs on next-gen consoles, so we can expect it to be around that, right? Around maybe from 6th until about the 13th, something like that, right? Again, this is just an assumption. So what this means that if I really want to enjoy the game at the highest quality, so I probably need to buy a console, and I can accept maybe. But the thing is that until they release the minimum requirements and recommend requirements, I wouldn't know for sure. And I thought that I want to play it on my on my PC. But from what I see right now, I'm not sure about that. And I don't want to wait for the last moment. But anyway, considering the price of the console, which you don't know yet, we just know that it's supposed to be between, some say 400, some 500, but around 400 probably, and a bit, maybe to 600, some say. So something between 400 and 600, probably not 400, around 500. Most people think that it will be around 500. It will definitely be cheaper than buying a new gaming laptop PC with a very high-end hardware. So it will be much cheaper, right? Maybe 3 times less the price, right? So it's definitely worth it. If it costs even 600, it will be worth it. And of course, many people really want to play the game, and they will buy hardware in order to play just this game and really enjoy it fully with all the ray tracing and other effects. So the world will just look amazing. All right, so this is it. Now, if you have other information that I haven't mentioned here, let me know in the comment section below. But as for now, I'm kind of worried that I won't be able to really enjoy the game in good graphic settings on my laptop. Again, I'm running on 1660 GTX Ti. This is my laptop with i7 CPU. But still, I'm kind of worried. So probably, and I also planning to, but I probably, even if I I really want to play the game like in really good graphics setting, I will need to buy probably a console, next-gen console, to enjoy this game. But of course, if I buy a next-gen console, I will enjoy to playing other games in high quality settings, and I don't need to pay a lot to just upgrade a PC. I just bought this PC not too long time ago, and mostly for work, right? But really, to enjoy next-gen games, really, I need something better than what I have right now. It's not that, of course, all of the upcoming games will need such high settings, but well, this game probably need probably, and I really want to enjoy it fully and to be immersed with it. So I will probably, even if I haven't planned to buy a console, I would probably for this game buy a console. I know it sounds crazy, but that's how I'm excited to play Cyberpunk 2077, and I really want to be immersed with this world. What's your opinion? Would you buy a console just to play Cyberpunk 2077? Or do you think I'm a joke to you? Anyway, share your comments, opinions in the comment section below. I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching, everyone. Cheers.